Okay students, so today we'll be talking about your double fertilization process, okay, in detail, okay, but within 10 minutes only. So let's students start with your double fertilization process. So if we talk about student double fertilization, what is double fertilization? In flowering plants, okay, those plants that have flower, okay, in that the formation of seed that will be happening, it will be happening by the process of double fertilization. Now how it happens, that is what our today's particular topic that will be understanding. Okay, so students, here you can see flower. For the double fertilization process, students will be taking only two parts of the flower that are going to be important. Okay, so these are going to be students, this part, that is the stamen or the male part, and second part, students, that is going to be this one, that is going to be your pistil, that is going to be the female part. Okay, so pistil and your stamen, male and female part, will be important for the process of double fertilization. Now what happens over here, students, these particular stamens that are there, if you see, right, they will be producing powdery substances. Okay, they will be producing powdery substances that are known as pollen grains. Okay, so these powdery substances, students, they are known as pollen grains. These pollen grains are the male gametophyte. They will be having male gamete inside them. They will be having male gamete inside them. Now student, these pollen grain, they will be first of all, okay, landing on the stigma of the same flower, that is self pollination, or to the other flower of other plant also, that is the cross pollination, or to this same plant but different flower, that is also self pollination. So if this landing of anther pollen grain from anther to stigma is happening on the same plant, whether in the same flower or other flower, but plant is same, that is self pollination, or if it is happening to the other plant, its flower, then it is going to be cross pollination. So this process of transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma, student, that is known as pollination. Once students, the pollination is done, then what next will be happening? Okay, here this particular, okay, your pollen grain that has landed over the stigma of this particular female part, okay, like this. So this is going to be, students, the pollen grain. It will be landing, okay, it will be landing, students, on the stigma. So this particular pollen grain, students, will be landing on the stigma. Now this pollen grain, students, have three cells inside it. This is going to be the tube cell, that is having tube nucleus, or we can also call it vegetative cell. So your tube cell or vegetative cell. Next two cells, student, that you can see, these are going to be the male gametes. So there are two male gametes inside one pollen grain. Now this particular tube nucleus or vegetative tube cell or vegetative cell, its nucleus, students, right, it will be forming a pollen tube, or we can say tube like structure like this, a pollen tube or tube like structure like this. Here inside the ovary, students, as we know, okay, this is going to be the ovary portion of the pistil. This is going to be, students, stigma portion of the pistil where your pollen grains had landed, and this is style portion, students, of pistil from where this pollen tube is running. Okay, so in this ovary portion, if you see, students, of the pistil or the female part, there will be the presence of a structure that we call as your ovule. So here we will be having, students, ovule. Inside ovule, students, there will be one more structure that we will be calling as embryo sac. So student, this ovule, if you see, right, this ovule, okay, inside it the embryo sac portion that is present. In this embryo sac, okay, your egg cell is present. Okay, this egg cell is going to present the female gamete. So these male gametes that are coming from the pollen grain, they has to reach, okay, this embryo sac. They has to reach this embryo sac, right? So this pollen tube, student, it is carrying the, first of all, the tube nucleus that is forming the pollen tube, and this tube nucleus will be followed by those two male gametes. So male gametes will be just running behind the tube nucleus, and in front tube nucleus will be making the pollen tube and will be going towards the ovule. to the embryo sac. Inside the ovule also this embryo sac structure is present where eggs are present. So through that part, students, this pollen tube will be running. Now what happens, students, at this particular portion, let's understand, and there will be the double fertilization occurring. So students, the embryo sac will be looking like somewhat this. Okay, so this is going to be, student, upper portion of the embryo sac. Here these three antipodal cells are going to be there. Antipodal cells. After that, students, if you see in center, there will be a big cell having two nucleus. Okay, this cell is, student, known as the central cell. Central cell. And these two nucleus that are present, students, inside this particular central cell, they are known as polar nuclei. Polar nuclei. Downside, students, if you see, there will be these two cells that are known as synergids, and in center, student, there will be a cell that is known as egg cell, that is the female gamete, egg or female gamete. Right? Now, student, what happens, that pollen tube that is coming, that pollen tube will be coming through one of these synergid. So this synergid is releasing some sort of your chemicals that is attracting the pollen tube, the tube nucleus. Okay, so this tube nucleus will be ending its journey when it will be rupturing one of the synergid and enter inside the embryo sac that is present inside the ovule, inside the ovary of the female part. Now behind this, two male gametes are there. So these two male gametes will enter inside the embryo sac. Okay, so in this way, students, the entry of these two male gametes by the pollen tube, okay, happens inside the embryo sac. Now what happens inside the embryo sac, students? Let's understand that thing. But before that, what you can see, we are having three antipodal cell, one central cell having two polar nuclei, and downside two synergids, and one egg is going to be there. Now if you see, students, this particular structure of the embryo sac, then two parts, students, are going to be important for the process of double fertilization. One, this polar nuclei portion, and second, this egg portion. Okay, this egg portion. Now two male gametes, students, they came through the pollen grain. So one male gamete, students, okay, first male gamete, it will be fusing with the egg. First male gamete will fuse or fertilize with the egg, and it will form zygote and thereby embryo. Embryo from which new plant will be arising. Okay. Second male gamete, student, that is there. Second male gamete, it will be fusing with this polar nuclei. Polar nuclei, actually they will combine together later. These polar nuclei, they will combine together and they will be forming a big nucleus that we call as secondary nucleus. So both the polar nuclei, students, they fuse together and they will be forming a secondary nucleus. So both polar nuclei, they are fusing together, forming a secondary nucleus. So this second male gamete, students, it will be fusing with this particular secondary nucleus, or you can also say that two polar nuclei. Okay. So to make it simple, students, let's say here that we are having those two polar nuclei only. Okay, those two polar nuclei. So the second male gamete, student, it will be fusing with those two, okay, polar nuclei. Polar nuclei. And it will be forming, students, primary endosperm nucleus that we call as PEN. Okay, primary endosperm nucleus, and thereby from this PEN, endosperm will be forming, and this endosperm, students, actually give food to the embryo. Okay, developing embryo. Okay, so this endosperm will be giving food to the developing embryo. Now two fusions are happening over here, two fertilizations are happening over here. First male gamete is fusing with the egg, forming the zygote and the embryo. Second male gamete is fusing with the polar nuclei and forming the PEN, primary endosperm nucleus, and then thereby endosperm, that is acting as the food for the developing embryo. In certain plants, this endosperm will be completely utilized while the formation of seed, but in certain plants it will be present after the seed formation also. Okay, so in monocots it is present mostly after the seed formation also. In dicots it is mainly not present, endosperm. Okay, so this first fusion, student, that is happening over here, okay, this fusion is known as syngamy. This fusion is known as syngamy between the first male gamete and the egg. It will be happening first. And second fusion that is happening, students, this is known as triple fusion. And this is not going to be, student, very difficult to understand why we are calling it triple fusion, because we are having second male gamete. It means one male gamete is going to be there and two polar nuclei. It means total 3 nucleus are fusing together. 3 nucleus, 2 polar nuclei and 1 male gamete nucleus. That's why it's a triple fusion. And since, students, 2 fertilizations are happening, okay, this syngamy is happening and this triple fusion is also happening. So 2 fertilizations are happening. That's why, students, in flowering plants the formation of seeds involving 2 fertilizations, one for the formation of zygote and second for the formation of your primary endosperm nucleus. So that's why, students, this whole process of formation of seed in the plants is known as double fertilization, because 2 fertilization happens. So I hope, student, this double fertilization point concept is very clear to you. Let's meet in next wonderful session, students, with some other important topic. Till then, keep studying, keep growing. Bye bye.